In the previous discussion, if you have any doubt, you can ask before I start the next topic, which will be the Fourier transform. Anyone have any kind of doubt? Lateral student, have you joined the class?
Yes, sir.
How many of you have joined the class? There are total 20, around 20-25 students are in the class. Okay, no problem. Those who have joined, please see. This third unit of our syllabus covers about the Fourier transform for continuous time signal as well as discrete time signal. Simply Fourier transform is it is a convention that we call Fourier transform for continuous time signal. If we apply the Fourier transform for discrete time signal, then it is called DTFT. We will discuss one by one. First of all, Fourier transform is defined as, am I audible? My voice is clear for everyone?
It's a
Yes,
little
sir.
slow.
हाँ
सर स्लो आ रही है आवाज,
आवाज़ स्लो आ रही है।
क्लियर नहीं आ रही।
यस सर, कभी कभी लैग भी कर रहा है।
अब लैग कर रहा है तो उसका प्रॉब्लम आवाज़ में नॉइज़ वगैरह आसपास में ऐसा कुछ तो नहीं है ना। बाकी इंटरनेट कनेक्टिविटी वो तो खुद ब खुद स्टेबल हो जाएगा तो फिर ठीक रहेगा। बाकी समझ रहे हो? ठीक है। Shall we start or we need to adjust something? Fourier transform basically used to convert or to change the domain, a time domain signal to frequency domain signal. This is the basic use, we can say, that of Fourier transform. Now question arises, why do we change the domain? If you see the property of signals that we characterize or that we need to see about for the communication of signals or in other aspects of the signal. Basically, in time domain signal, we cannot evaluate the property a very efficient manner. When you, I will ask that what is the bandwidth of sin t, or we can say what is the frequency in sin t, or you plot the frequency domain signal or you show this signal on frequency axis. It is not so easy in time domain signal. If we represent this sin t in the form of frequency, it is very easy to visualize the behavior of signal, how the signal depends on the frequency. Basically, when we say, when a simple example of the signal is our voice. Our voice contains some frequency. Some frequency have large amplitude, some frequency have low amplitude, and so on. So to visualize this signal according to the frequency or to calculate the signal behavior like energy, power, etc., this will be quite helpful when we represent signal in the term of frequency. That's why we study this type of topic, the Fourier transform, Laplace transform, Z transform, and so on. There are some restriction or some limitation of this transformation. Simple example, we can say if signal is kind of unstable or unbounded type of signal. To that type of signal, simply see this example. This is exponential signal, है ना? Exponential signal e to the power at, where a greater than 1, rising behavior of the signal. This signal, if you want to convert in frequency domain, this will not be represented in the form of frequency when you use Fourier transform, because the signal is increasing nature. In this case, you have to apply f of s, means लैपलेस ट्रांसफॉर्म. ये सिंपल एग्जांपल अभी समझो, बाकी जब लैपलेस ट्रांसफॉर्म जो लोग देख चुके हैं वो तो समझ ही रहे होंगे, बाकी लैटरल लोग समझ में नहीं आ रहा होगा तो वो जब लैपलेस ट्रांसफॉर्म पढ़ोगे तो वो अलग अलग तरह के सिग्नल में भी अप्लाई कर सकते हैं, बिकॉज देयर इज अ टर्म ऑफ डैम्पिंग f of s is equal to basically sigma plus j omega. For the convergence or for the existence of Laplace transform, there is a value that is called sigma. The value of sigma modifies the behavior of time domain signal and convert to frequency domain signal, है ना? तो first of all, there is some limitation of each transformation. That's why earlier we studied the Laplace transform. Now we are dealing with Fourier transform. So now the question arises, what is the basic definition of Fourier transform? Fourier transform is defined as f of omega is equal to, where omega is the frequency, capital F is represented for the Fourier transformation. Integration from minus infinity to plus infinity, f of t e to the power minus j omega t dt. Since this Fourier transform is applicable only for the stable signal, or you can say finite energy signal, so there is no need of ROC, region of convergence not required. Basically, f of t is absolutely integrable. There is some more condition for the existence of Fourier transform, that is called condition for existence, or we can other name of this existence of condition of existence is Dirichlet condition. Dirichlet condition for the existence of Fourier transform. Main three condition is there. One is f of t should be absolutely integrable. It means integrate f of t from minus infinity to infinity. This value should be finite, less than infinity. This is the first condition for the existence of Fourier transform. If signal is finite duration signal, signal, like you can see this, is a finite duration signal. It means signal may be periodic or aperiodic. If you integrate this signal, since time axis is infinite, so you have to integrate for the infinite time. You are integrating the signal for infinite duration. The value will be not finite. In that case, we consider only one period if signal is periodic nature. If signal is of periodic nature, in that case, if we apply the Fourier transform, then we check for only for one period. And the condition for the existence of other condition of for the existence of Fourier transform is this maximum value of f of t or the minimum value of f of t. Maxima and minima should be फाइनाइट नंबर इन एन इंटरवल. यदि एक इंटरवल ले रहे हो तो उस एक इंटरवल में नंबर ऑफ मैक्सिमा एंड नंबर ऑफ मिनिमा should be finite. If infinite number of maxima or minima is present, then not possible to apply and the value of maxima is here. See this in bounded signal, so the value of maxima upper side, minima lower side, this is also finite. Third condition, we can say the value of maxima and minima should also be finite. This is the major three conditions for the existence of Fourier transform. Let's see some example and see the other properties of Fourier transform that we can discuss. Is it visible to everyone clearly? A slide,
Yes,
whatever is
सर
shared.
Yes,
सर
sir.
सेकंड वाली एक बार और बता दीजिएगा. नंबर ऑफ मैक्सिमा एंड नंबर ऑफ मिनिमा शुड बी फाइनाइट. मतलब
If you consider one period, for the periodic signal, if you consider one period, in that case there will be one maxima or one minima, isn't it? If you consider the interval, suppose very large number of duration for 10, 20 or the infinite, because for the periodic signal there will be repetition for infinite time, है ना? So if you consider very
Yes.
large number of duration, in between that there will be a large number of maxima and minima, है ना? In that case we cannot apply the Fourier transform. Basically, when we discuss absolute value of integration, basically integration of this function, that should be finite. If you consider the interval very large for this periodic signal, then integration will be also infinite. So choose the interval like its integration should be finite. In general, for periodic signal, only one interval is considered, so that it's only one minima or only one maxima may be present.
Okay, sir, got it. Thank you, sir.
More specifically, if because Fourier series type of topic is Fourier series, that is also for the conversion of time domain to frequency domain that I have not discussed because this is not mentioned on your syllabus. And that let me explain here. Fourier series is very, you study maybe studying mathematics. Fourier series something also there is in the some book. This is basically for periodic signal. For periodic signal, Fourier series is applied to convert a periodic signal to represent in the form of frequency domain. See, if I can say this is a sinusoidal type signal, okay, the value of repetition or time interval, this is suppose t 2t here minus t minus 2t. This signal can be represented in the form of Fourier series, and there need to be a coefficient of Fourier series that will help to represent. And what is the that Fourier coefficient? The Fourier coefficient is simply, see, here only one sinusoidal signal is given, means only one frequency, only one frequency. तो सिंपली इस तरह के सिग्नल को रिप्रेजेंट करने के लिए क्या करोगे, एफ और ये यदि एफ ऑफ फ्रीक्वेंसी का एक्सिस है तो कोई एक पर्टिकुलर फ्रीक्वेंसी देयर विल बी, सपोज इसका फ्रीक्वेंसी यदि 5 किलो हर्ट्ज है या 5 हर्ट्ज है तो देयर विल बी, if multiple number of periodic signal is added together, in that case there will be multiple frequency will exist on this, and there may be the different value also. This is the kind of Fourier series representation. And here you can see this is a periodic signal, and the Fourier representation of this periodic signal will be a discrete frequency. Periodic representation of in time domain will change in discrete frequency when we represent in frequency. This is one aspect. And when you consider aperiodic signal, since it should be finitely absolutely integrable, so simple example is finite duration signal, because it can be integrated as well. And if you change this signal in time frequency domain, you need to apply Fourier transform, and the representation of the signal in frequency domain will be continuous representation. Continuous. See how this will change and how this for the aperiodic nature. Aperiodic nature will leave here continuous. To this specifically, you can say Fourier transform is only applicable for aperiodic signal. If you apply on a periodic signal Fourier transform, then you have to choose one period, only for one period, and same one period you can see you can represent signal in one period. It is one period. It is absolute only one value. That value will repeat in the another period. That's why Fourier transform may be applied on the periodic signal also, but only in the one period. ठीक है, ये बात समझ में आ रही है? एक एग्जांपल देखते हैं how this Fourier transform is applied on any signal. Suppose f of t is equal to e to the power minus at ut. The time domain representation of the signal is like this. F of t is, it will start from origin and it will decaying up to infinite time. Correct? Now applying the Fourier transform. F of omega is equal to integration from minus infinity to infinity f of t. F of t means e to the power minus at ut. This is function, and e to the power minus j omega t et. Solve this integration. Since here one term ut is present, so the negative value of time will be eliminated. The limit of integration will change to 0 to infinity. E to the power minus at, e to the power minus j omega t. And this will be equal to, solve, integration 0 to infinity e to the power minus a plus j omega t dt. एक्सपोनेंशियल को सॉल्व करोगे, इंटीग्रेट करोगे तो क्या आएगा? वही सेम रह जाता है, e टू द पावर माइनस a प्लस j ओमेगा t बट डिवाइडेड बाय minus a plus j omega t, and put the limit. It will be 1 by a plus j. Now f of omega will be 1 by 1 plus j omega. Now see, in time domain signal f of t was e to the power minus at ut, and Fourier transform will change the signal f of omega is equal to 1 by 1 plus j omega, है ना? तो देखो ये क्या है? रियल सिग्नल, इसमें कोई इमेजिनरी पार्ट नहीं है ना? e to the power minus 18 में कोई j वाला टर्म तो है नहीं. दिस इज रियल काइंड ऑफ सिग्नल. दिस विल change the signal to complex, the real and as well as imaginary. To represent the imaginary signal, अब जैसे इसको प्लॉट किए थे, टाइम एक्सिस पे देख रहे थे, f of t is equal to e to the power minus j omega t को यदि प्लॉट किए थे तो डिकोइंग एक्सपोनेंशियल फंक्शन स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम 0 टू इंफिनिटी वो टाइम एक्सिस पे रिप्रेजेंट किया जाता है, ठीक है ना? उसी तरह से इसको फ्रीक्वेंसी एक्सिस पे यदि f of ओमेगा को रिप्रेजेंट करें तो we need to, how can you represent? Basically a complex signal cannot be directly represented. It need to be changed in the phasor form, or you can say, since here imaginary part is present, so in this term there will be a magnitude magnitude, and there will be a phase or angle. कॉम्प्लेक्स सिग्नल या कॉम्प्लेक्स कोई भी मैथमेटिकल टर्म यदि पुराना कुछ कॉन्सेप्ट याद हो तो कॉम्प्लेक्स सिग्नल में दो इंफॉर्मेशन होता है, एक होता है मैग्नीट्यूड का, दूसरा होता है एंगल का, है ना। और रियल सिग्नल में क्या होता है, सिर्फ मैग्नीट्यूड होता है, उसमें कोई एंगल नहीं होता है ना। दैट्स वाई यू हैव टू एक्सट्रैक्ट मैग्नीट्यूड एंड फेज, and separately you have to plot the variation of magnitude and phase according to the frequency, and that is called magnitude spectrum and phase spectrum. spectrum बेसिकली मतलब frequency, ठीक है ना। तो इसका यदि एफ ऑफ ओमेगा को मैग्नीट्यूड स्पेक्ट्रम प्लॉट करो तो मैग्नीट्यूड स्पेक्ट्रम will be the magnitude part. मैग्नीट्यूड कैसे निकालते हैं, मॉड ऑफ 1/1 प्लस जी ओमेगा, इसका मॉड निकालो। क्या करोगे, ऊपर में तो 1 है, न्यूमरेटर में 1 है तो दैट इज कांस्टेंट, इसका मैग्नीट्यूड 1 हो गया, और नीचे रियल पार्ट और इमेजिनरी पार्ट दोनों है तो √a² प्लस ओमेगा स्क्वायर, ये क्या हो गया, मैग्नीट्यूड, है ना। एंड फेज स्पेक्ट्रम, फेज स्पेक्ट्रम मतलब एंगल ऑफ एफ ऑफ ओमेगा, ये क्या होगा, और याद करो पुराना मैथमेटिक्स का कोई कॉन्सेप्ट, न्यूमरेटर में 1 है ना, तो 1 में एंगल कितना हो गया, एंगल इन 1
45।
1 रियल क्वांटिटी में एंगल 0 होता है, ठीक है, नो एंगल, 0 एंगल। For the real number directly represented in the this is real axis. So this is real axis and this is imaginary axis. Imaginary axis. रियल नंबर का ये वैल्यू जो है ये रिप्रेजेंट करेगा, इधर जे कुछ रहेगा, सिंपल सोचो ना, x प्लस आई वाई, इस तरह का यदि टर्म पढ़े हो गए बचपन में, तो यहाँ पे क्या है, एंगल कितना होता है इसका, एंगल इज इक्वल टू tan इनवर्स y/x, है ना। तो इसमें y भी है x भी है, दोनों है। यदि y इज इक्वल टू 0 पुट कर देते तो क्या हो जाएगा, tan इनवर्स 0/x, सिर्फ 0, तो 45 डिग्री कैसे होगा, 0 एंगल होगा ना, एंगल 0 माइनस डिनोमिनेटर में a प्लस जे ओमेगा, इसका एंगल कितना हो जाएगा, tan इनवर्स ओमेगा बाय माइनस tan इनवर्स ओमेगा बाय, दिस इज द phase spectrum of f omega. Now plot these two on the imaginary in the frequency axis. Magnitude spectrum will be, this is omega, this is mod omega, mod of f omega, it's magnitude. Take another graph and see angle of f of omega. Plot these two. F of omega is equal to what, 1/√a² plus omega square. If you will plot, if you are able to plot, you can plot. If you are not able to plot, check the value of omega for different number and try to put the point and try to connect them. If you put the value of omega is 0, then mod f omega will be 1/a, means यदि omega का value 0 है तो this will be 1/a. ए। इसी तरह से ओमेगा का वैल्यू यदि डिक्रीज करता जाएगा, है ना, इंक्रीज करता जाएगा, तो ये टोटल वैल्यू डिक्रीज करेगा, है ना। तो इस तरह से कुछ होगा। और यदि इन्फिनिटी हो गया ओमेगा का वैल्यू, तो दिस मैग्नीट्यूड विल बी 0. So that's why this is given asymptotic to omega axis, parallel to omega axis. For same, put the value of minus omega and check. Minus omega and plus omega will not affect because omega square is here. The positive value of omega and negative value of omega means same thing. Similar, इधर भी कुछ इस तरह से हो जाएगा, है ना. Now try to plot this tan inverse. Tan inverse, maximum value of tan inverse is maximum angle, क्या होगा. tan इनवर्स का प्लॉट यदि किसी को याद हो तो कैसे स्टार्ट होगा, इधर से होता है, इस तरह से, है ना. इसमें माइनस tan इनवर्स है तो चेंज हो जाएगा इसका एक्सिस, इमेज अबाउट एक्स एक्सिस कुछ इस तरह से हो जाएगा. मैक्सिमम वैल्यू विल बी π/2, मिनिमम वैल्यू विल बी -5, है ना. ओमेगा का वैल्यू सिंपली चेक भी कर सकते हो. ओमेगा का वैल्यू यदि 0 रखेंगे तो tan इनवर्स 0 विल बी 0, मतलब पास थ्रू द ओरिजिन. ओमेगा का वैल्यू यदि इन्फिनिटी रखोगे माइनस tan इनवर्स इन्फिनिटी की tan इनवर्स कहाँ किस एंगल पे इन्फिनिटी आता है, tan का वैल्यू π/2 पे इन्फिनिटी, tan π/2 इन्फिनिटी होता है ना. तो यहाँ पे माइनस वैल्यू है और मैं माइनस एक आगे में भी है. नेगेटिव वैल्यू ऑफ ओमेगा विल maximum value will go up to π/2. Simply if you put positive value of omega, the maximum value will be minus π/2 due to this minus before this. ठीक है ना. ये प्लॉट वगैरह करने तो भी आना चाहिए तुम लोग को खुद से भी. One thing, regular student, because you know the odd function and even function, you can categorize here. This is a kind of even function. Those who not know the even function, you can check if f of argument, suppose we are dealing with here the form of omega, this f of omega is equal to f of minus omega. If this condition is satisfying, then the function is called even function. And if f of omega is equal to minus of, let's see here, capital F, f of omega is equal to minus of minus omega. If this condition will satisfy, then this signal will be called as odd function, है ना. So you can see here the magnitude spectrum is a even function and phase spectrum is a odd function. So you can conclude that for a real signal f of t, note, you can conclude, note, for a real signal f of t, real signal f of t, magnitude spectrum will be even function and phase spectrum will be odd function. And other one was what earlier that discussed. If f of t is real, then Fourier transform will be complex. For the real f of t, Fourier transform will be complex, and the magnitude spectrum will be even, phase spectrum will be odd. Now, do one another example. F of t is equal to a to the power at u of minus t. Time domain representation of f of t can be plotted like this. Increasing exponential, but only in the negative time axis. Find Fourier transform, plot magnitude spectrum and phase spectrum both. फटाफट करो. क्या होगा? कोई कुछ बताओ. कर रहे हो कोई या मैं बताऊं?
ये सर माइनस इन्फिनिटी से 0 तक लेंगे और फिर इंटीग्रेट कर देंगे सर. वैल्यू बता रहा है.
चेक कर लेना if this result is coming.
Yes, sir.
Now next, find the phase spectrum and magnitude spectrum. This is your homework. Now, one thing I will say here, earlier f of t was e to the power minus at ut, and now another function, since same goes in e to the power at u of minus t. The relationship you can see in these two functions is that, what is the relation? Time reversal. Yesterday I have discussed for lateral students. You can also see here function is e to the power minus at ut, and another function is e to the power at u of minus t. Put the value of minus 1 or put the value of t is equal to minus t. In any of the function, you will see दैट अनदर फंक्शन इज ओके, है ना। t इज इक्वल टू माइनस टी पुट करने से दूसरा फंक्शन मिला, दैट इज टाइम रिवर्स, तो टाइम में नेगेटिव कर दिए गया। व्हाट इज द इफेक्ट ऑन फोरियर ट्रांसफॉर्म? हियर f of omega is equal to 1 by a plus g omega, and what is the Fourier transform of this? 1 by a minus j omega। क्या चेंज आया यहाँ पे? इसमें यदि t इज इक्वल टू माइनस टी पुट कर दिया गया है तो इधर ओमेगा इज इक्वल टू माइनस ओमेगा पुट कर दिया गया है ना, दिख रहा है?
Yes, sir.
Or another word you can say time reversal property of Fourier transform means if Fourier transform of f of t is equal to f of omega, if Fourier transform of f of t is equal to f of omega, then Fourier transform f of minus t is equal to f of minus t, है ना, which is also equal to f of conjugate of omega. Since Fourier transform f of omega is a complex quantity, you can take the conjugate, means put the value of j is equal to minus j, you will get the conjugate of that function. See here, f of t is equal to f of omega is equal to 1 by this function f of omega is equal to 1 by a plus j omega. Put the value of j is equal to minus 1. This will be the another quantity, that is conjugate. This is the conjugate correlation. Conjugate of each other. So this is one property of Fourier transform. Now add the previous two function, or you can say f of t is equal to e to the power minus a of mod t, this type of extended. This function can be extended like e to the power, for the negative value of t it will be at u of minus t, plus for the positive value of time a to the power minus at ut. You can write like this, है ना। The time domain representation of this signal will be somewhat like this. This is e to the power minus at ut, e to the power at u of minus t. Maximum value is 1. You can see here this function is the sum of earlier two. Then that is the other aspect, but you can find the Fourier transform here also. For the simplicity I have written here that you have to not do much calculation. You can see simply Fourier transform, if you take this function as f1t, this function as f2t, the Fourier transform will be sum of these two individual functions. That will be 1 by, you can verify this question, through the conventional formula, integration of f of t to the power minus at, that will be right here, from minus infinity to 0, it is e to the power at e to the power minus j omega t dt, and another 0 to infinity e to the power minus at e to the power minus j omega t dt. Solve these two, you will get same result. This is for your homework. The result will be 1 plus a 1 by a plus j omega plus 1 by a minus j omega, and this will be equal to 2a divided by a square plus omega square. See here, Fourier transform is function, time domain function is real, and frequency domain function is also real. Earlier I have discussed Fourier transform of real function is complex, but I have not said condition that real as well as even. Even means symmetric about y-axis. See, this function f of t is real as well as symmetric or directly you can say even. Real and even. Earlier function was not even. If function is only real, not even, then Fourier transform will be complex quantity. If time domain function is real and even, then the Fourier transform will be real quantity. Also see here, you can visualize this function is even also, because if you check, f of omega is equal to f of minus omega divided by is equal to a square plus omega square, because this property is satisfying here. This is even. So you can now conclude, if time domain function is real plus even, then the Fourier transform will be real and even. Correct? Now take another example. F of t is equal to e to the power minus at ut minus e to the power at u of minus t. These two questions already discussed in the previous first two examples. That's why I am taking that. So you have to not do much calculation here. Only try to focus on the understanding. What will be the Fourier transform? F of omega, this value, and see plot also. See time domain plot of this function. Time domain function. Positive time, this value is a decaying function, and negative value is, this is in exponential increasing function, but they are negative, minus is present. So instead of going through like this, it will be this is minus 1, this is plus 1. There is a discontinuity in between here at origin. from minus infinity to origin it will come like this, and again for positive time it will a decaying exponential. See, this function is a kind of what, odd function, है ना? That's why I am taking here. This is odd function. What I have said for odd function, condition was f of t is equal to minus of minus. If you put here t is equal to minus t, you will get minus of f of minus t. That's why this is f of t is here odd function. Odd function का simple graphically we identify कर सकते हो, first quadrant as well as third quadrant. Same symmetricity दिखेगा, so that function will be odd function. और if second quadrant और and fourth quadrant में यदि symmetricity दिखेगा, that type of function is called odd function. Here f of t is real and odd. This time domain function is real and odd. Here Fourier transform will be, see, 1 by 1 plus j omega minus 1 by 1 minus j omega, that will be equal to minus 2j divided by a square plus omega square. This Fourier transform, you can see here, no real term is present. Only the term present here is imaginary term. And the earlier two questions, three questions, you can see here the Fourier transform was a real quantity. Here Fourier transform is a imaginary quantity. This is only imaginary, no real part present. So now you can conclude that if time domain function f of t is real but odd, then the Fourier transform will be purely imaginary, not real one. Purely imaginary and how this is odd? See, f of omega is equal to minus 2j omega divided by a square plus omega square, and put the value of minus omega, it will become here minus omega, it will lead to minus minus plus 2j omega divided by a square plus minus omega whole square, that will be omega square. See this, if f of here minus here plus, rest of everything is same, so you can say f of omega is equal to minus f of minus omega. If this condition is satisfied, then function is called odd function. This is the conclusion. Whatever today we have discussed, please keep it in mind, or include as a summary or table, that if time domain nature and frequency domain nature. Function is real and even, then in frequency domain it will be real and, or you can specifically say purely real, no imaginary term will be present, purely real and even. Real time domain signal and odd frequency domain signal will be purely imaginary and odd. Rest if signal is imaginary, time domain signal is imaginary and even imaginary and odd. I am writing the result. You can verify or you can prove the result. Imaginary, for imaginary and even, it will be purely imaginary and even. Purely imaginary and even. For imaginary and odd signal, it will be purely real and odd. Purely real and odd. Take the example of imaginary and even, imaginary and odd, some time domain signal, and try to prove these other property whatever I have not discussed here. So I think today we should stop here. We will discuss further in the next discussion. In case anyone have any kind of doubt, you can ask me.